questions based on the numbers that you got. Okay, so there are numbers 1 to 10. So we will start with group number 1. Okay, so just present your output here and tell us about what was that all about, the one that you presented. So we will start, of course, from number 1 down to number 10. Okay. Group 1, are you ready? Group number 1.
Yes, teacher. Wait a minute, teacher.
Right. Okay. At least I know that you're there. It's okay.
Okay, teacher, can you see the slide?
Okay, wait, is it? Yes, I saw it. So yours is about the story of Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare, and it says here your group has to summarize the story. Okay, so group 1, if you're ready, you can start.
Okay. Good. Good afternoon, teacher and my friends. Today I will present about the tragic love story of Romeo and Juliet by Shakespeare. This is a summary of that story. It's a tragic love. It have love and sadness. This start is an age-old vendetta between two powerful families erupts into bloodshed. A group of masked Montague risked further conflict by gatecrashing a couplet party. A young lovesick Romeo Montague falls instantly in love with Juliet Capulet, who is due to marry her father's choice, the country Paris. With the help of Juliet's nurse, the woman arranged for the couple to marry the next day. But Romeo's attempt to halt a street fight leads to the death of Juliet's old cousin, Tybalt, for which Romeo is banished in a desperate attempt to be reunited with Romeo. Juliet follows the friar's plot and fakes her own death. The message fails to reach Romeo, and believing Juliet dead, he takes his life in her tomb. Juliet wakes to find Romeo's corpse beside her and kills herself. The grieving family agree to end their feud. Yes, this is a summary of Romeo and Juliet story. Thank you, teacher.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that. So that's the tragic, as R mentioned, tragic love. Okay. He was just she was just faking her death, but because of Romeo's love to Juliet, knowing that oh my lover or is so he also take his own life, knowing that it was just fake. But at the end, Juliet also took her own life. So both of them are together, uh, took their lives. Okay, thank you, group one. So that's it. Good job. Group one. Next, group two is
Can you hear me, teacher?
yes, I can. So group yours is about you have to find out the Cleopatra and Mark Antony and their love for one another. Oh, what is
Teacher,
this?
can
What
you see it?
is? Yes, yes, I can.
Okay. Good afternoon, teacher and class. Today, my group will present in topic Cleopatra and Mark Antony and their love for one another. The story, the true love story of Antony and Cleopatra, is one of the most memorable, intriguing, and moving of all times. The story of these two historical characters had later been dramatized by William Shakespeare and is still staged all over the world. Brilliant to look up on and to listen to, will the power to subjugate everyone. That's what the description of Cleopatra, Queen of Egypt. She could have had anything or anyone she wanted, but she fell passionately in love with the Roman general Mark Antony. The relationship of Antony and Cleopatra is a true test of love, and as Shakespeare depicts it, the relationship was volatile. volatile. They fell in love at first sight. The bond between these two powerful people put the country of Egypt in a powerful position. But their love affair outraged the Romans, who were wary of the growing powers of the Egyptians. Despite all the trees, Antony and Cleopatra got married. It is said that while fighting a battle against Romans, Antony got foul news of Cleopatra's death. Shattered, he fell on his sword. When Cleopatra learned about Antony's death, she was shocked, and she took her own life. Great love demands great uh, sacrifices. Thank you, teacher.
All right, thank you. That's a good one, son. So great demand great sacrifices. So have you noticed most of the stories are really tragic, heartbroken, huh? All right, group two, good job. Group two. All right, let's move on to group number three. Group number three, yours is about uh, the Irish writer Oscar Wilde and his doomed affair with Sir Alfred Douglas. What happened to Oscar Wilde as a result? So that's what you have to share now to us. Okay,
Teacher,
group number
can you
three.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Goodly.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone, and teacher. I'm up from a group 3. Today we talk about the Oscar Wilde and his dumb affair with Sir Alfred. Oscar Wilde in love with Lord Alfred, and he kept his homosexuality a secret. Wilde began an affair with Lord Alfred Douglas, but Douglas' father was outraged by the relationship and tried to expose Wilde, so he denounced Wilde in the public. And homosexual acts were criminal often in England at the time and remained illegal there. And Oscar Wilde to flee to France until the 1791 during the French Revolution. And the result, Wilde decided to sue the father for defamation. He took Douglas' father to court for criminal libel, but in the end, Wilde was convicted of gross indecency and received 2 years for hard labor. Thank you for your attention.
Good job. Oh, so this love story is a little bit different from the rest because it is called homosexuality. Back in the days, it is not acceptable. Even nowadays, people are still making negative comments about it. Like if you are a boy and you are in love with a boy, for them it's like, what is this? Unacceptable. But in the modern society, it is very common now. Okay, I mean we cannot judge anyone. We cannot judge if they're happy with it. If they're not hurting anyone, then what's the problem? It's if we will talk about in religious thing, like for Christians they are against it, for Islams it's their responsibility to Allah, it's their responsibility to God how they will answer for their actions, but not us as human being to judge them because we are also sinners, we have our own mistakes. So this is what I get from their story. Thank you, group 3. Nice one. Group 4. Group 4, yours is have to find out the outlaw couple Bonnie and Clyde. What did they do and what happened to them in the end?
Hello, teacher. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you there.
Okay. Hello, teacher and everyone. I'm from Group 4. Today I gonna present about Bunny and Cry.
Tay, your presentation is not yet opened.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you see my presentation?
I can't see anything, only white screen. It says Tay is starting to share content. Maybe wait for some time. Now it's there. We can see it now.
Hello, teacher and everyone. I would like to present about Bonnie and Clyde, a story. Bonnie Elizabeth Parker and Clyde Chestnutborough were an American criminal couple who traveled the central United States with their gang during the Great Depression, known for their bank robberies. Although they prefer to rob small stores or rural funeral homes. Bonnie Elizabeth Parker, born in October 1st October in 1910 in Lorena, Texas, the second of three children. Nationality is American. She died at 23 May 1934. She is 23 years old, and Clyde Chestnutborough. He born at 24 March he is American. He died at 23 May 1934. He is 25 years old. At first meeting, they met on 5 January 29. Oh, sorry, 1930 at the home of borrow friend Karen Craig at 100. Oh, sorry, at 105 Herbert Street in the neighborhood of West Dallas. Bolo was 20 years old and Parker was 19 years old. Parker was out of work and staying with a female friend to assist her during her recovery from a broken arm. Bolo dropped by the girl house was in the kitchen making hot chocolate. Both were smitten immediately. Most historians believe that Parker joined Bolo because she had fought. She remained his royal companion as they carry out their many crimes and awaited the violent death that they viewed as inevitable. And their death, Bonnie and Clyde were killed at 23 May 1934 when police opened fire on the couple as they tried to escape and ambush along a highway in Bienville, Paris, Louisiana. Story done, but love not. Thank you.
Story done, but love not. Okay, thank you, Group 4, Mojam and Tay. Good job. Group 5, it's your turn. Reshan and Bani.
Teacher, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Group
I can
5.
see. Uh-huh.
Hello everyone. Today I will present what we learn from Chiton and Iso. From the legends of Chiton and Iso, we learn that past tradition made people lack of the freedom to choose a mate. We can force ourselves to love someone we don't really love. Sometimes love is not wrong, but society blames them. Although guilty love isn't good if they are caught by feeling of the person, it can acceptable. Thank you.
Okay, that's very brief and concise. So that's the story of group number 5, presented by An. Okay, let's go to group number 6.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about King Edward VIII and Mrs. Simpson. What happened? What problem did the relationship cause for the English monarchy? Edward informed Botteville that he would abdicate if he could not marry Simpson. Botteville then presented Edward with three options: give up the idea of marriage, Bowley against his minister wishes or abdicate. It was clear that Edward was not prepared to give up Simpson, and he knew that if he married again the advice of his minister, he would cause the government to decide prompting a constitutional crisis. That's why he chose to abdicate. On the night of 11 December 1936, Edward, now limited to the title and style of a prince, explained his decision to abdicate in a worldwide BBC radio broadcast. He says, I have found it impossible to carry the heavy burden of responsibility and to discharge my duty as king as I would wish to do without the help and support of the woman I love. Thank you.
Good, nice one. It's very brief and concise, but for us, we can imagine what was the story all about. Thank you, group 7, presented by Nati, correct? Okay, next group. Number 8.
Teacher, Nati present by group 6.
Group 6. Okay, sorry. So group 7, Prem. Okay, now we are in group 7. Okay, thanks, Nati. You were, King Edward. Number 7, about Shah Jahan. This story, I love this story about the building of Taj Mahal. Okay, group number
Teacher,
7.
just wait a minute.
Okay, sure. Story is very interesting, because that Taj Mahal is one of the wonders of the world. So now we will know the story out of it, how it started and how did they come up with that kind of architecture. It's so pretty. I've been there actually. I visited the place once when I went to India. I saw the tomb and it was just really stunning, and the place is just so beautiful.
Hello, teacher.
Yeah, start.
My name is Nurradin. Today I will present about Shah Jahan and the beautiful monument he built for his wife Mumtaz Mahal. Taj Mahal, the magnificent monument that stands at the heart of India, has a story that has been melting the hearts of millions of listeners since the time Taj has been visible. A story that author and back in 1631 continues to live on in the form of Taj and is considered a living example of eternal love. Is the love story of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal, two people from the course of story who set an example for the people living in prison and the future to come. An English poet, Sir Evan Arnold best describes it as not a piece of architecture as other buildings are, but the proud passion of an emperor's love wrought in living stones. The story that follows next will prove why the statement is true. Thank you.
Okay, so that's the story of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal. Okay, so it says the story that follows. So you said that it's not just a structure. It is the what is this? The proof of love towards his wife Mumtaz Mahal. Okay, that's from group 7. Number 8.
Hello everyone, reporter from Group 4 are me, Mil, 24 and Ba 10. Today we talking about Cathy and Heathcliff from the Emily Brown novel Wuthering Heights. Heathcliff and often brought to live at Wuthering Heights by Mr. Earnshaw. Heathcliff fall into an intense, unbreakable love with Mr. Earnshaw's daughter Kathleen. After Mr. Earnshaw dies, his resentful son Billy abuses Heathcliff and treats him as a servant because of her desire of social prominence. Kathleen marries Edgar Linton instead of Heathcliff. Heathcliff humiliation and misery from him to spend most of the rest of his life seeking revenge on Whitley, his beloved Catherine and their respective children, Catherine and young Catherine, a powerful and often cruel man. Heathcliff acquired a fortune and used his extraordinary power of will to acquire but Wuthering Heights and Trustcourt Skunk, the estate of Edgar Linton. Kathleen, the daughter of Mr. Earnshaw, and his wife. Kathleen falls powerfully in love with Heathcliff. The orphan Mr. Earnshaw brings home from Liverpool. Kathleen loves Heathcliff so intensely that she claims they are the same person. However, her desire of social advancement motivates her to marry Edgar Linton instead. Kathleen is free-spirited, beautiful, spoiled, and often arrogant. She is given to fit of temper, and she is torn between her passion for Heathcliff and her social ambition. She brings misery to both of the men who love her. Relation between Kathleen and Heathcliff in Wuthering Heights.
Romantic love in Wuthering Heights. Romantic love takes many forms in Wuthering Heights. The grand passion of Heathcliff and Catherine, the incipient sentimental languishing of Lockwood, the copulation of Billy and Frances, the tame indulgence of Edgar, the romantic infatuation of Isabella, the puppy love of Catherine and Linton, and the flirtatious sexual attraction of Catherine and Hareton, their lovers with the possible exception of Hareton and Catherine are ultimately self-centered and ignore the needs, feelings, and claims of others. What matters is the lover's own feelings and needs. Nevertheless, it is the passion of Heathcliff and Catherine that most readers respond to and remember, and that have made this novel one of the great love stories, not merely of English literature, but of European literature as well. Simone de Beauvoir cites Catherine's cry, "I am Heathcliff," in her discussion of romantic love, and movie adaptations of the novel include a Mexican and a French version. In addition, their love has passed into popular culture. Kate Bush and Pat Benatar both recorded "Wuthering Heights", a song which Bush wrote, and MTV showcased the lovers in a musical version. The love relationship of Heathcliff and Catherine, but not that of the other lover, has become an archetype is expressive, the passionate longing to be whole, to give oneself unreservedly to another and gain a whole self or sense of identity, like to be all in all for each other so that nothing else in the world matters, and to be loved in this way forever. This type of patient love can be summed up in the phrase more and still more, for it is insatiable, unfulfillable, and unrelenting in its demands upon both lovers. Thank you, teacher.
All right, thank you for that. So that was the story of Kathy and Heathcliff from the Emily Bondry novel. Okay, that's a very nice novel, actually. Thank you, guys. Okay, so that is from group number 8. Now let's move on to group number 9. Group number 9, you may present now.
Good afternoon, teacher. I will present
Good afternoon. Yes, you may.
Michael and Prince Harry. How they met. Harry and Michael first met each other. Acquaintance on blind date in early July 2016. Despite Prince Harry's global fame, Michael says she didn't have a lot of preconceived notions about who he was before they met. Because I'm from the States, you don't grow up with the same understanding of the royal family. She explained during the BBC interview. I didn't know much about him, so the only thing that I had asked our mutual friends when she says that she wants to set us up was, well, is he nice? 'Cause if he was kind, it just didn't seem right. The would make sense. The two hit it off immediately. We met for a drink, says Michael, and then I think very quickly into that we said, well, what are we doing tomorrow? Should meet again, and the photo called the Kensington Palace Gardens following the engagement announcement. Harry was asked when he knew Michael was the one. He quickly replied the very first time we met. Things moved quickly from the couple went on a second date, and Prince Harry then invited Michael to accompany him on a trip to Africa just 3 or 4 weeks later.
What problem did their love story cause for the English royal family? Meghan said the family and the people who run the institution separate. She said Queen Elizabeth had always been wonderful to her, always making
her feel welcome. Oprah asked whether Meghan should to be silent or was challenged, to which Meghan responded with the latter. She added that while the parrot was ready to lie to protect other members of the family, they were willing to tell the truth to protect me and my husband. Harry said his father, Prince Charles, stopped taking his calls over his plans to step back from royal life. He said his father and brother, Prince William, were trapped in their roots and couldn't leave. He added that he feels sorry for them. Harry said his late mother, Princess Diana, would be very angry and sad. At the way he and Meghan had been treated, he said she would want them to be happy. The prince revealed that he was cut off financially in the first quarter of 2020, but Harry said he has a relationship with the Queen, while his father is taking his calls again. It is his priority to heal that relationship. My regret is believing them when they said I would be protected, Meghan said. Thank you.
All right, so it's the story of Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. So we just don't know when we see them on television, on an interviews, they look so happy without knowing what was really happening. All right, so we just thought that, oh, Meghan Markle is very much well by the royalty, but then again, she also suffered a lot. Okay, because they are not really in favor of her, but because of Prince Harry's love to her, so that's why they're together until this time. So we're now moved to the last this afternoon, group number 10. Group number 10, please.
Can you see the slide, teacher?
Yes, I can.
Good afternoon, teacher and my friend. Today we present about the story of Eros and Psyche. Legends of Eros, god of love, and Psyche, a young woman who was so beautiful that everyone thought it was Aphrodite, goddess of beauty. After hearing that, Aphrodite got angry and ordered Eros to make Psyche fall in love with Batman. But Eros stabbed himself by an arrow that made him fall in love with Psyche, until he took Psyche to stay with him in his own place. When Eros took Psyche with him, Eros was hiding himself. Every night, sleeping with Psyche will turn off the light completely until Psyche doesn't know his true face. Stay for a while. Psyche loved Eros with all her heart because she cared and take good care of her without caring about the appearance. Until one day, two sisters, of Psyche come to visit the Juliet. She saw that Psyche is good at, so they persuaded Psyche to turn on the light while sleeping with her husband, which is contrary to the order that Eros said. Psyche finally turned on the light to look at her husband, and found that his husband was indeed a young man, who was more beautiful than any other man. When Eros woke up, he became very angry, and told her, "Love cannot survive without trust. I will punish you by leaving you forever." And he fled. Psyche was very sad and asked Aphrodite, but Aphrodite didn't help, so he persuaded her to do all three missions. But Psyche's two missions passed, so she wasn't satisfied. Until the third mission, she sent Psyche to get to the underworld. Goddess Persephone warned Psyche not to open Catget named Beauty, but Psyche intends to open the book of beauty to make her husband love herself again. But it turned out to be bad because it was actually the magic of sleeping in the underworld. When Eros achieved the mind, he rushed over to Psyche and asked Zeus to revive her, ready to give immortal life because of the fruit of love that was willing to face her risks. With devotion to Psyche's love, Aphrodite used to have her. It became love and affection of her. From this story we learn love cannot live without truth. Marriage should not be biased against each other. Love is not just looking at each other's face. Thank you for listening.
Oh, that is amazing. I'll be biased to say, but the presentation is wonderful. Do you agree with me, class? Others? The presentation is so good. Okay, so that was perfect. So the way you presented some pictures in every, what is this, in every explanations that you have. Okay, so far all of you gave a very good presentation, but I would say group number 10, you made it. Okay, so that's a wonderful thing. Okay, that's a good one. Okay, and you also have the, what is this? The background music. So we are like, you are getting our interest to listen very carefully, and not only just listening, we can also see the pictures and we can picture out what is really happening on that story. Good job, group number 10. Okay, so that's a good one. Actually, I recorded it because I love the presentation. All right, so that was the tragic love stories or the famous love stories. Some of it are fact and some of it are fiction. Okay, so some stories are just written by somebody and some of it are true to life stories. So before we end that love story thingy for this afternoon, I will just to read you this from book of Corinthians, it says that love is patient and kind. Love does not envy or boast. It is not arrogant or rude. It does not insist on its own way. It is not irritable or resentful. It does not rejoice at wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. Love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things, and love never ends. Okay, love never ends. So it's like that. So see how amazing it is to hear the love stories of different people. Okay, so in every love story there is a lesson that we can learn and we can apply it to ourselves. Okay, so continue. Since we're talking about Valentine's Day, let me just read to you the folklore of Valentine's Day, how the Valentine's Day started. So maybe some of you might know already, but some of you may not. So for the information of everybody, let me just do a brief folklore or a brief story about the Valentine's Day. How it started, who started it, and when did it started. So here, Father Valentine was a bishop near Rome in the year 270 AD. The Roman emperor forbade soldiers to marry because he believed married men made bad soldiers. Father Valentine thought this was an injustice, so he performed secret weddings for the Roman soldiers. Another legend about Saint Valentine is that in order to remind the soldiers of God's love and to encourage them to be faithful Christians, he cut hearts from parchment, giving them to the soldiers. This is possibly the original tradition of Hearts Day, representing love, that is used on cards and gifts for Valentine's on the 14th of February, his Saint's Day. Further folklore surrounding Saint Valentine says that on the evening before his execution, he wrote the very first Valentine's card and gave it to his jailer's daughter, who he was in love with, signing as your Valentine. It is the traditional expression used today on cards and love letters. Valentine's Day has changed its origin. Today, it is very profitable holiday for floral and jewelry companies. Many people celebrate friendship and kindness as romantic love. They exchange gifts like cards, candy, and beer. So just I know that you already read this. So just for you to be reminded how this special day started. Okay. By the way, before we go to our main topic this afternoon, I have here an English idioms. So who can tell what are idioms or what is the definition of idiom? One. What is the definition of idiom? I know we've been talking about this lately or previously during our first, second, third meetings, but now I want to ask you again, what is an idiom? Anyone? Goodly?
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah. What is an idiom?
Number one, I choose.
No. Goodly, before you choose, you have to tell me first, what is an idioms? You define first, based on your understanding. What do you mean by idioms?
Idioms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let me think.
Yeah, what is an idiom? Before you choose a number and answer, you tell me first, what is an idiom?
Is a phrase or expression that typically present singularity
Mm-hmm.
plural meaning.
Okay, so it's an expression, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, but the thing is, the meaning of the word does not really correspond with the word and has a different meaning.
Yes.
Okay, so now you chose number one, right? So the first idiom that we have number one is if you lose your heart. What does it mean? A, you become discouraged, or B, you fall in love at first sight.
Lose your heart.
Mm-hmm.
Let me guess. I
Mm-hmm.
choose A.
A, you become discouraged. So let's see if your answer is correct. I will give you points for this. So you should, yeah. Number one, the answer is letter A. If you say like, if you lose your heart, that means you become discouraged. So number one. All right, who wants to answer number two? Who wants to answer question number two? Anyone can answer. If you laugh your head off, A or B? You laugh loudly or you laugh for a long time? Anyone? All right, R1,
Teacher,
number two. Okay.
can
Who
I
wants to answer?
guess?
Yes, please.
I choose A.
So Yada, choose number or letter A. If you laugh your head off, you said you laugh loudly. You choose letter A, correct?
Yes.
The answer is letter B. You laugh for a long time. That's the meaning of you laugh your head off. Okay, you laugh for a head time. Okay, number three, who can answer? If you have stone, if you have a heart of stone, you're very nervous or you are cold and unforgiving.
Little B.
I so okay. Who is the first one? I heard a man's voice. Okay, who's that? Who answered first?
Nadi.
Okay, so Nati, and then number three and number four, you answer it, Milky. Okay. So Nati, what is your answer? A or B?
Little B.
Letter B. You said you are cold and unforgiving. That is correct. Okay, so that is the correct answer for number three. Nati. Okay. So number four, if you take something to heart, what does it mean? You are angry or you are very upset by something. Excuse me. Okay, if you take something to heart, A, angry, or B, you are very upset by something. By the way, SMTH is the short form of something. Okay, just so you know. Milky, what is your answer number four?
I think is B. You are very upset by something.
You are very upset by something. See? Yes, that's correct. If you take something to heart, that means you are very upset by something. Okay, thank you. Next, let's have number five. Who can answer? If you bite one's head off. A, you criticize somebody. Okay, by the way, SMB is somebody. Okay? SMTH something, SMB somebody. If you bite one's head off. A, you criticize somebody strongly, or letter B, you are not able to understand somebody.
Answer B, teacher.
Fatin, you answer letter You said you are not able to understand somebody. Let us see. Letter A. Criticize somebody strongly. It's okay, Fatin. You can try again. Okay, so you'll get 5 points. So if you bite one's head off, I mean you cannot literally like word for word. If you bite, you cannot bite somebody else's head. So that means when somebody tell you if you bite one's head off, that means you are criticizing somebody strongly. Like seems like you're breaking their head off because that's how you against into that someone or into that person. So that's the answer number 5. Number 6, if you pour your heart out, A, you are sorry for somebody, or B, you confess or confide in somebody. If you pour your heart out.
B. I think B.
Who answered first? Nickname?
Asama.
Asama. So you answered B. That's correct. Confess or confide in somebody. Okay, so that is Asama. Okay, so that is the correct answer. Number 6. Number 7. If you have a head for heights. If you have a head for heights. A, you want to gain a success. Or B, you are able to stand in high places.
I think A.
A, teacher.
Nickname, I can't read your name. It's in Thai. Up. Correct? Who answered first?
I answer A, teacher.
So you answered A. Okay, the correct answer is are able to stand in high places. That's the correct answer for number 7. If you have a head for heights. Again, if you lose your heart, meaning you become discouraged. If you head off, that means you laugh for a long time. If you have a heart of stone, that means you are cold and unforgiving. If you take something too hard, that means you're very upset by something. If you bite one's head off, that means you somebody strongly. If you pour your heart out, that means you confess or confide in somebody. And if you have a head for heights, that means you are able to stand in high places. Continue. Now you are going to match the idioms with their meaning. So like number 1, bury one's head in the sand. So that means be very scared or something completely. That's the meaning of idiom number 1. Number 2, set your heart on something. Who can answer number 2? Set your heart on something.
I think it's head or not.
Yes, Milky. What is your answer? A, B, C, D, E, F, or H?
I think it's H.
H. Decide you want something very much. That's your answer, correct?
Yes.
And the answer for number 2 is letter decide you want something very much. Okay, so you get additional points for that, Milky. Okay, number 3, a head start. A head start. What's the meaning of this idiom number 3?
Teacher,
Yes.
I guess B.
B, an advantage over someone else. So let's see if your answer is correct. Head start means yes, that's correct. It's an advantage over someone else. Okay, that's the correct answer. Thank you. Number 4, head over heels in love. We can always hear that in some movies, they will always use this idiom. Head over heels in love.
I think A.
B, your third letter A. And that is correct. Be deeply in love. Like, oh, I'm head over heels in love with my boyfriend. So that means you're very, very, very much in love. Okay, deeply in love. So B answered letter A. Number 5, break someone's heart.
D, teacher.
Who answered first? Nickname? Up.
Up.
Okay, so you answered yes, letter B. Make someone very sad. Oh, like when your friend tell you, "Oh, you break my heart." Please don't break my heart. I mean, you cannot take your friend's heart and break it. So that is an idiom for making someone very sad. Okay, sad or upset. It's from up. Number 6, eat your heart out.
I think C.
Nickname? Moo.
Moo.
Okay, so you answered letter C. Eat your heart out. Let us see. That's correct. Okay, so it's like being jealous or envious of someone. It's like eating your heart out. When we are feeling jealous of our friends who has many things than us, so we feel jealous. So that is eat your heart out. Okay, so that is number 6. Eat your heart out. Let's go to number 7. Have a change of heart.
E, teacher.
Nickname?
E.
I heard 2 answers. They? I heard 2 people answer at the same time. I will give points to both of you. Nickname? Asama
Yada.
and Asama and Yada.
Yes.
All right. So see, the correct answer for number 7 is change one's opinion. Okay, like she change of heart. That means changing opinion. And lastly, I think you don't have any other choice. Ahead first is be very or with your head before your body or too quickly. So this is almost similar with 3, okay? But don't be confused. A head start is an advantage over someone else. A head first is with your head before your body or too quickly. Okay, I repeat. Bury one's head in the sand means be very scared completely. Set your heart on something, meaning this you want something very much. A head start, an advantage over someone else. Head over heels in love means be deeply in love. Break someone's means make someone very sad. Eat your heart out, meaning jealous or envious of someone else. 7, have a change of heart, change one's opinion. And number 8, a head first means with your head before your body or too quickly. Let's go to test number 3. Now, you are going to complete the sentences with the missing prepositions. You know what prepositions are, right? You know, like what is a prepositions? To, at, on. So those are prepositions. At. So number 1, John was head blank heels blank love blank Mary. You can answer number 1. I'm giving you points, okay? Just so you know.
Teacher, I want answer.
Yes, please. Ada?
John was head over heels in love with Mary.
Answer for number 1, over, is correct. Love with Mary. Okay, so John was head over heels in love with Mary. Okay, very good, Yada. All right. Next, number 2. Don't take blank heart. He was only joking when he said he didn't like your dress. Number 2.
Teacher?
Yeah, Nick. Okay, Anne. Okay, so I will just. Okay, what's your answer, Anne? Don't take it hard.
Too hard. He was only joking when he said he didn't like your dress.
Okay, so you said too hard is correct. Don't take it too hard. That means don't be too, like, don't keep it too much. Like, it was just a joke. Don't be so serious about it. Okay, that is 5 points. Thank you, Anne. Number 3. For my heart, blank, blank, you and I hope you'll keep it under your hat.
Teacher, I pour my heart out to you. And
I pour my heart, and I hope you'll keep it
under your head.
under your head. Okay, out. And okay, very good, Esama. So it says, I pour my heart out to you, and I hope you'll keep it under your head. Okay, very good, Esama. So you answered 3 times already. Good. Okay. Number 4. Ted laughed his head blind. Sam fell into the swimming pool. It was so funny. Number 4.
Teacher, beam 1.
Beam 1. What's your answer, Beam 1? When Sam fell into the swimming pool, it was still so funny. Very good, Beam. Beam 1. Okay. Give another points to you. All right. Next, number 5. Eat your heart blank, Jack. It was appointed to the new captain of the team. Number 5.
Teacher,
Idli?
eat your heart out that I was appointed the new captain of the team.
Captain.
Oh, captain, sorry.
Not captain, okay? Captain of the team. So, eat your heart out. Because, eat your heart out means be very jealous. Be very jealous, Jack. I was appointed as the new captain of the team. So the answer is out. Goodly. So answered twice already. Good job. Number 6. My elder brother is determined to be a doctor. He set his heart blank going to medical school. To answer.
Teacher, six. My
Jan.
elder
Okay.
determined.
What's your answer, Jan?
My elder brother is determined to be a doctor. He set his heart on going to medical school.
Medical school. That's correct. Answer is on. My elder brother is determined to be a doctor. He set his heart on going to medical school. Good job, Jam. All right, that's another 5 points. And number 7, form test number 3. Sarah couldn't move when she reached the top of the mountain. She just doesn't have a head blank heights.
Teacher,
18. One more time.
Sarah couldn't move when she reached the top of the mountain. She just doesn't have a head for height.
A head for height is correct. Okay, you got it right. Good job. Okay, so these are the activity for test number 3 with the missing prepositions in it. Again, the idiomatic expressions with the prepositions. And we have the last activity number 4. Okay, this is the last one for this. Complete the sentences with idioms. Okay, from exercises 1 and 2. Okay, so what are the idioms from exercises 1 and 2? What are those? 1, bury one's head in the sand, set your heart on something, a head start, head over heels in love, break someone else's heart or break someone's heart, eat your heart out, have a change of heart, and a head first. So this one, if you lose your heart, if you lop your head off, if you have a heart of stone, or if you take something to heart, if you bite one's head off, if you pour your heart out, or if you have head for height. That's for the exercises number 4. Okay, number 1. My neighbor got divorced and rushed blank into a new relationship. My neighbor got divorced and rushed blank into a new relationship. So what idiom should fit into the sentence? So Yada, you got 10 points already. Up 5, Move 5, Milky 10, Goodly 10, Jam 5, Nati 5, Fatin 5, B 5, A 5, and Beam 1 5. The other one we have An 5 and Asama 15. So those are the students who got points in these exercises. My neighbor got divorced and rushed blank into a new relationship. So what do you think is the perfect idioms from exercises 1 and 2 that we did earlier fits into the sentence? Come on. Yes, Milky, what's your answer?
I think is head over heels in love.
Head over heels in love. My neighbor got divorced and rushed head over heels in love into a new relationship. So anyone aside from Milky? I will accept 2 answers and then we will see who got the correct answer. 2 or 3 is fine. Or if you don't want to speak, you can send it down.
Can I guess?
Mm-hmm.
I guess to have a change of heart.
To have a change of heart. So that's what Yada said. And for Milky, head over heels in love. Anyone else? Okay, then we will reveal the answer for number 1. The answer for number 1 is head first. Okay, my neighbor got divorced and rushed head first into a relationship. You know what's the meaning of head first, as you saw in exercise 2, exercise number 2. Okay, that's okay. At least you tried. 2, don't be an ostrich and blank Tom. Don't be an ostrich and blank Tom.
Teacher,
Yes, Day. What's your answer? You try?
I guess break someone's heart.
Someone's heart. Don't be an ostrich. Don't be an ostrich and break someone else's stone. We will see. Bury your head in the sand is the answer for number 2. Bury your head in the sand. So you already saw the meaning earlier. Okay. So that's the answer for number 2. Number 3. A good education gives your child blank in life. Okay, let's take a look again to exercises 2 and 1. Number 1, we answer a head start, right? A head first. So here, then also for here number 1. So these are the meanings of the word. Okay, look at it. Number 2. So number 1, we answered ahead first. That means too quickly. She just got divorced and ahead first, like she fell or he fell in love too quickly to another or to someone else. And number 2, it says bury one's head in the sand, like don't be an ostrich tongue and bury your hands in the sand. That means be very scared or ignore something completely. So that was number 2. Okay. What about number 3? A good education gives your child blank in life.
Set your heart on something. Right?
Set your heart on something. We will see. Head start. Okay. A good education gives your child a head start in life. Okay. That's okay. At least you tried. Okay. Number 4. She was going to sell her house, but blank at the last minute.
Me, teacher,
Yes, they
have a change of heart.
Yes, that's the correct answer. She was going to sell her house, but had a change of heart in the or at the last minute. Like she already decided and like, okay, I will not sell it anymore. So change of heart is the correct answer. So Tay, you have 10 points now. All right, number 5. Although Jeremy failed in his entrance examination, he didn't blank. Although Jeremy failed his entrance examination, he didn't blank.
Break someone's heart.
Break someone's heart. You will see. Lose his heart. Almost. You almost got it, Bim, but it says lose his heart. That means he was not discouraged at all. Even though he failed in the test, he said, okay, I will do it again next time. So that's why, although Jeremy failed in his entrance examination, he didn't lose his heart. That means he was not discouraged at all. Almost there. Okay, number 6. You would have to blank not to move by that. You would have to blank not to be moved by that. Come on, last 3. Okay, you can guess. Okay, if your answer is wrong, then that is fine. Try again. You have to blank not to be moved by that.
Head over heels in love.
Head over heels in love. Okay, we will see. Have a heart of stone is the answer. You would have to have a heart of stone not to be moved by that. That means you should not be too emotional. If somebody asks you like, please lend me some money, I have to buy something and I don't have money with me, but your friend knows that the person is lying. So he was telling you, you would have a heart of stone. Like, don't fall for it. You should not feel pity on that person. Okay, something like that. Have a heart of stone. Okay, number 7. Ask your teacher the question you cannot solve. She's not going to blank. Ask your teacher a question you cannot solve. He is not going to blank. You know, guys, this is very important when you take the test like TOEFL or TOEIC, IELTS. These idiomatic expressions will be there. So this is a good practice to you.
I guess laugh your head off.
Laugh your head off. And verse 7, bite your head off. Oh, that is the correct answer. What did you say, Tay? Tay,
I
what
said
was your
laugh.
answer? Laugh. Oh. So the answer is bite your head off. Okay, ask your teacher the question you cannot solve. She's not going to bite your head off. Okay, that's the answer number 7. And last, number 8. Just looking at those pictures of an orphan children is enough too. It's very easy. Number 8.
Break my heart.
Yes. I cannot see your name.
Yaida.
Yaida, break one's heart is correct. Okay, break your heart or break one's heart is the correct answer. Just looking at those pictures of an orphan children is enough to break one's heart. So that's it. So it's a little bit difficult for you, I know that, but I just want you to focus on the context or the meaning of the idioms, and that will help you a lot, especially if you wanted to become a better speaker and you have this kind of idiomatic expressions. That is very good start for all of you. So my neighbor got divorced and rushed headfirst into a new relationship. Too quickly. Don't be an ostrich and bury your head in the sand, Tom. Like, don't be, what is that? Don't be like an ostrich, that you should fight. A good education, give your child a head start in life. She was going to sell her house, but had last minute. Although Jeremy failed in his entrance examination, he didn't lose his heart. He wasn't discouraged. He would have to have a heart of his own, but not to be moved by that. Ask your teacher the question you cannot solve. He's not going to bite your head off. And number 8, just looking at those pictures of orphan children is enough to break one's heart. So that's enough for our idiomatic expressions this afternoon. And let's move on to our main topic for this week. All right. For this afternoon, we are going to learn about back vowels and velars. So these are the what is this? The vowel U and consonants for the afternoon. So look at this international phonetic alphabet. So as I told you, we are going to study about velars. So velar, we have the ka, ga, and nga. Okay, velar. So as you can see, this is the place of articulation and the manner of articulation. So we have the velar, plosive, ka, and ga. And also we have nasal, velar, nga, nga, nasal. You know, the sound is coming through your nose, nasal. So we also have the IPA vowel. Where is it? As in up, up. Okay, so first we will study about the back vowel, as in butt, Okay, just relax. The mouth position is like this. So a back vowel is any in a class of vowel sound used in spoken languages. The defining characteristic of a back vowel is that the highest point of the tongue is positioned relatively back in the mouth without creating a constriction that would be classified as a consonant. Back vowels are sometimes also called dark vowels because they are perceived as sounding darker than the front vowels. Near back vowels are essentially a type of back vowels. No language is known to contrast back and near back vowels based on backness alone. The category back vowel comprises both raised vowels and retracted vowels. Open mid back rounded vowel. So we're talking about the IPA vowel O. Okay. The open mid back unrounded vowel, O mid back unrounded vowel, is a type of vowel sound used in some spoken languages. The symbol in the International Phonetic Alphabet that represents this sound is, okay, this is the IPA symbol of that, graphically a rotated lowercase v. Like if you're familiar with the alphabet, it's just a letter V but upside down, okay? Rotated, called the turned V, but created as a small capital A, like this, without the crossbar. So if you look at this closely, it is a capital A, but no crossbar. So that is the IPA vowel A without the crossbar. Both the symbol and the sound are commonly referred to as wedge, caret, or hat. In transcriptions for English, this symbol is commonly used for near open central unrounded vowel, and in transcriptions for Danish, it is used for the somewhat mid-centralized open back rounded. So here, IPA for up, must, summer, wanted. So what is it? The pronunciation of is, the sound is a mid-central lax vowel. Your lips should be relaxed, not rounded, spread. Like when you say up, it's just relaxed. Must, summer, wanted. Lips, so it says your lips should be relaxed, not rounded or spread. Rounded is woo or spread. Let your tongue rest in the center of your mouth without touching any part of your mouth. Breathe out and let your vocal cords vibrate. So imagine your tongue in the middle of your mouth, not touching any part of the mouth. So breathe out and let your vocal cords vibrate. The spelling for cup, dumb, onion, month, rough, country, blood, flood, and not common for thus. Okay? Remember, this for spelling, this U sounds like O sounds like OU sounds like double O OE also sounds like So when you are reading the word, so don't use with this. So that means these words sound like cup, dump, onion. It's not onion, it's onion. Month. It's not month. Month. Rough. Country. Country. Blood. Flood. And dust. So that is the spelling for IPA vowel, back vowel. Now, and A are closely or similar. Okay, so now listen to this. Okay. So you can hear the difference between these two vowels.
A, 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 Ah.
Can you hear it? A?
Yes.
Okay. So now they are comparing the and So for the mouth positioning, when you say it's just normal, like nothing, like it's relaxed and your tongue is in between your mouth, touching anything. But when you say it's a little bit wider. So if you hear it again,
Ah.
ah.
Ah. Ah. Ah. Ah.
Okay, so these are both central vowels. However, is mid vowel and is low vowel. When you pronounce your tongue should be in the middle of your mouth and your mouth should not be open widely. So by then you can tell that you are pronouncing the back vowel correctly. Okay, so based on this. So that's how we are comparing the and Now you can hear this word. Sorry. The difference between and So these words are
Luck. Lock. Sub. Sob. Sung. Song. Fund. Fond. Buses. Bosses. Color. Collar.
okay. So there is a difference from and lock, lock. Okay. Again.
Luck. Lock. Sub. Sob. Sung. Song. Fund. Fond. Buses. Bosses. Color. Collar.
Okay. So now it's very, very clear that there is a difference between these two vowels. So now we are going to compare and and because they also sounds like. Okay, listen to this.
Er. Er.
Okay, these are both central vowels. However, is pronounced with a central tongue while is pronounced with a slightly higher tongue. Your lips should be slightly rounded when you pronounce but when you pronounce so it's different by just the mouth position itself has a big difference, like so that means your mouth is rounded. Your mouth is relaxed and your tongue position is also different. Now we are going to hear the differences between the and in the words.
Such. Search. Hut. Hurt. Fuzz. Furs. Ton. Turn. Huddle. Hurdle. Suffer. Surfer.
Surfer. Okay, I repeat.
Such. Search. Hut. Hurt. Fuzz. Furs. Ton. Turn. Huddle. Hurdle. Suffer. Surfer.
Okay, so those are the and sounds comparison. Now, we have to practice with this word. So here, we have numbers 1 to 20.
Up. Luck. Cut. Mud. Rough. Must. Rush. come, lump, drunk, butter, another, above, color, conduct, summer, among, government, wonderful, uncomfortable.
Okay, so who wants to practice these words? Anyone? With the ah sound. Ah. Try this. Come on. Wants to try these words to read? Milky, would you like to try?
Yes, sure.
Yes, okay.
Okay. Up, lock, cut, mud.
Mud. We have
Mud. Oh,
Milky.
sorry.
It's okay, it's okay.
Mud. Is rough. Mud.
Must.
Much.
Must.
Much.
Like ma and then st. Must.
Must. Must.
Again.
Must.
Can you make it a little bit softer, Milky? Must.
Must.
Yes, better.
Oh, okay. Rush.
Rush.
Come. Lump.
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 Good.
Dunk. Butter. Another. Above. Color. Conduct. Summer. Among. Government.
Go. Oh, milk is okay. IPA. Government.
Government. Wonderful. Uncomfortable.
Okay. You can read this uncomfortable or uncomfortable. Can you say both?
Uncomfortable.
Yeah, uncomfortable.
Oh, I get it. Uncomfortable.
Yeah, when you say like, I'm uncomfortable. So you don't really have to say uncomfortable. That is correct. But if you want to make like a native speakers like, they will just say uncomfortable. Comfortable. Okay, so that's it. Thank you, Milky. Okay, next one. Who wants to try? Jam, Yada, you want to read? Okay, Tay?
Up,
Yes, Tay.
luck, cut, mud, luck,
Rough.
rock.
GH sounds like F. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Love,
Rough.
rough,
Can you hear the F sound? Rough.
rough,
Okay, like better. Okay, remember Tay, G and H sounds F. Rough. Okay. One more time, please.
rough,
Good.
must, rush, come, rum,
L- Again.
rump,
Not rump. I can hear sound from you. Lump.
Lump.
Yes, better. Again.
Rump.
Lumped. Okay. Number 10.
Drunk.
11.
Butter. Another. Above. Color. Conduct. Summer. Among.
Good.
Government. Wonderful. Uncomfortable.
Okay, so I will read you a different way to read. Although those are correct, you can read this as butter. Can you repeat after me? Butter.
Butter.
Good. Another.
Another.
Okay. Uncomfortable.
Uncomfortable.
Good. Okay. Your pronunciation is very good, Tay. Improve a lot. Okay, thank you. Okay, so anyone wants to practice? Come on. Nobody? All right. So let's proceed to the next one. So here, practice in your, in sentences, say the first word first, then the sentence. So here are the words. We have what, cut, butter. So what can I use to cut the butter? Number 2, does want country customs. Does he want to learn our country's customs? Number 3, mother, coming, Sunday. My mother is coming on Sunday. Number 4, bus, another, one. If we miss the bus, we will for another one. Number 5, colors, sunset, wonderful. The colors of the sunset are wonderful. Number 6, government, budget, summer. The government will set a budget for this summer. Okay, who wants to try this? Okay. Who wants to practice? Guys, you have to practice now, okay?
Me, teacher.
Okay, please. Say the word first and then you say it, you read the sentence afterwards. Start.
What cut butter? What can I use to cut the butter? Does
Good.
one country customs? Does he want to learn our country's custom? Mother coming Sunday. My mother is coming on Sunday. Bus another one. If we miss the bus, we will wait for another one. Colors sunset wonderful. The colors of the sunset are wonderful. Government budget summer. The government will set a budget by this summer.
Good job, Yada. Perfect. Okay, thank you. Next. I need one more. Come on, not everybody will be given a chance to practice, okay? I cannot ask all to read because we don't have much time for that. But those who are willing to read and be corrected, if you pronounce the word wrongly, then that is good for your improvement. One more student.
Teacher, me.
Yes. Okay, start.
What cut butter? What can I use to cut the butter? That's one country custom. Does he want to learn our country custom? Mother.
Countries. Okay, sorry. Countries.
Countries. Mother coming Sunday. My mother is coming on another one. If we miss the bus, we will wait for another one. Color, sunset, wonderful. The color of the sunset are wonderful. Government, budget, summer. The government will set a budget by this summer.
Okay, thank you so much, Arina. I know. Asama.
Asama.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Asama. So that is the words or sentences with "a" in it. Okay. What cut butter does want country customs? Mother coming Sunday. Bus another one. Color sunset wonderful. Government budget and summer. All right. So those are the IPA vowel or back vowel. So I hope you understand that one. Now, let's move velars. So, as you can see, we have 3 velars in our IPA chart. We have k and ng. So, k and g are both plosives. Plosives, as I told you, that when you are pronouncing this or when you are sounding the sound, it will like k, k. The air is coming out through your mouth. K. Ga, ga, like that. So these are both plosive, and nga is what is this? Nasal. That means the sound is coming through your nostrils or through your nose. So we have ka as in kit, ga as in God, and nga as in thing. So the mouth position will be like this: ka, ga, and nga. A velar consonant. What is a velar consonant? Velars are consonants articulated with the back part of the tongue, or we call the dorsum, against the soft palate, the back part of the roof of the mouth, also known as velum. Since the roof of the mouth is relatively extensive and the movements of the dorsum are not very precise, easily undergo assimilation, shifting their articulation back or to the front depending on the quality of adjacent vowels. They often become automatically fronted, that is partly or completely before a following front vowel, and retracted, that is partly or completely ovular before back vowels. Palatalized velars, like in English, ka, in kin and cube. Okay, the word kin, cube, are having the sound ka, are sometimes referred to as palatovelars. So many languages also labialized velars such as kwa, kwa. You know, labialized, like both upper lip and lower lip together, kwa, kwa, in which the articulation is accompanied by rounding of the lips, kwa. There are also labial velar consonants, which are doubly articulated at the velum at the lips, such as cup, cup, like ka and pa together. This distinction disappears with the approximant consonant, like wa. Since labialization involves adding of labial approximant articulation to a sound, and this ambiguous situation is often called labiovelar. Labiovelar, like labio and then velar. A velar thrill or tap is not possible according to the International Phonetics Association. See the shaded boxes on the table of the pulmonic consonants in the velar position. The tongue has an extremely restricted ability to carry out the type of associated with thrills or taps, and the body of the tongue has no freedom to move quickly enough to produce a velar